there are modern day W.E.B. Du Boises. There are modern day Frederick Douglasses. And let me just tell you what I mean by that. There are phenomenal Black writers who write history, who write about the social consciousness of the community and the world at large. Mm-hmm. And one of them that I have fallen in love with is Michael Harriot.
Okay.
Michael Harriot wrote a book, and we're going to talk about that. It's called The Black AF History. AF for African American History.
Okay.
And in this book, Tina, let me tell you who should read this book. Folks who like to laugh.
Okay.
Because it's hilarious.
That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
And folks who like history.
That's me too.
Hello. And folks who know that history is just a story on paper. Mm-hmm. It's just another story. And the reason I love this book is that he took historical instances, real, true things that happened, and he brought them to life in a way. He animated them like a cartoon almost.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. He talk about, he might talk about George Washington. Sure, you're fine. He might talk about George Washington, but he gonna talk about the man ain't had no teeth, and you know what I'm saying? So he humanizes these huge figures in a way.
We have been taught to put on pedestals.
Right. And he helps us understand that there are other people who were not in the story who influenced the outcomes of the story.
Okay.
Sometimes them was Black folks.
I think a lot of times them
was Black folks.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was fascinating to hear those small tidbits of contribution. And you know what it reminded me of, Tina?
No, what did it remind you
We
of?
all in this together. Ain't nobody, no man is an island, as they say. And it takes small contributions to establish big things.
See, this is why this sounds to me like it's important, because I don't think that everybody realizes that, it's drops of rain that make up the ocean.
Oh, baby. It's true. It is drops of rain. That's a t-shirt. It's drops of rain that make up the ocean. Yeah. And that's what I love about what Michael Harriot does, is he drops these nuggets little at a time, like one at a time. And before you know it, you understand history in a way you never have.
Okay.
So you get why I'm loving this book, right? That was a great aspect of the story, and it was one of the more important points of it. But I haven't even gotten to the juicy stuff yet.
Oh, well, what's the juicy stuff?
Girl, hold on. Hang on to your wig.
All right,
you ain't a wig wearer.
No, I don't do them.
All right, well, let's move on. Here in the Black AF History by Michael Harriot, right? First of all, did I tell you how brilliant this man is? And that I do believe, again, that he is a contemporary. He's a modern day historian. He's brilliant. He brings to life what was. Now, this is the sticky point. His whole reason is also why I love doing this podcast.
Okay.
Is because he is lifting the veil on history in a way that I don't know has been, it's been done, but mostly in cartoons. Do you remember those cartoons where we would watch and they would try to tell the stories of history in an interesting, entertaining way?
You mean like at school?
Like the rock thing. What was that?
What, Plymouth Rock? Which rock?
The rock.
Oh, Schoolhouse Rock.
Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
Schoolhouse Rock.
Bill, how a bill becomes a bill. Yeah. I got you.
Entertaining and informative, right?
Sneaking it in on you.
And he does it in a way that makes you want to go back and look it up. So let me give you an example of that. He talks about this concept that was new to me. I mean, I understood it, but not until I read this book that it illuminated for me the the challenges of historians.
Okay.
Historians. Now we're talking about, he's a writer, a black writer, and he's writing about history.
Right.
So he's a historian.
Right.
Historians struggle with something called whitewashing.
Okay.
And let me say it this way. Whitewashing is just like what it sounds. It's making it sound good.
Well, that's pretty much what history.
Well, hold on. Now,
Okay.
y'all know you have a cousin who probably, might, let's say you have a cousin. Let's just say you have a cousin.
I have a cousin.
And, they have that 5-finger problem when they go
discount.
That 5-finger discount problem.
5-finger discount, yeah.
And so when they get caught, they are trying to explain to the store owner what happened.
What had happened, see.
That's how they start. See, what had happened, was. So they are retelling their experience.
Even though it's not the actual experience.
That's whitewashing.
Yeah.
That's whitewashing.
Yeah.
They are telling the experience in a way that suits them.
Well, this is why it's important for people to record their own history.
Girl, now you talking.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because, let's just take, for example, this is not, well, yeah, it kind of sort of is related.
Okay.
Like my kids got in trouble every Columbus Day.
Okay.
Because I kept telling them that Columbus didn't discover America.
Why you tell them kids that, Tina? They're going to get thrown out of school.
Because how have you discovered something when people are waving at you?
I know.
I'm just saying.
I haven't quite sorted that out. But
it's a matter of the perspective.
That is a perfect example of whitewashing.
Exactly.
That's an example of whitewashing. And it's just a reality that it happens. Like, we don't like it. It's one of those truths that we don't really want to hang our hat on and go, yeah, we did it.
Well, do you think it has to do with the accessibility of the mechanics of being able to tell the story?
Well, that's why we're telling it.
Okay.
That is exactly what's going on. And that's why we are doing Griot Connects podcast.
Absolutely.
Because we are putting that microphone in the mouth of the author, in the mouth of the writer, and giving them the opportunity to tell that story in the way that they experienced it.
Yeah.
Right? They can do the research, right? They can go in and pull the archives. And that's what Michael Harriot has done. And so in his book, what I consumed voraciously was the stories that I'd heard before. These are not unfamiliar historical instances. They are familiar instances that he puts a completely different spin on it by adding to it new characters, a different perspective of what actually happened.
I was going to say what actually happened.
Right. And he's establishing a new baseline for the story, basically. And that is brilliant.
Okay, well.
What you think?
I think it sounds like my stack is going to get maybe about 2 inches higher.
Yeah. I will tell you that this is a must read if you are a person who does love history.
And I do.
Who loves stories and storytelling, and who likes to see it turned on its head.
Right.
That's why you should read this book.
Okay, well then that's definitely on my list.
Right. Black AF History by Michael Harriot.
I don't know if I should be happy you're telling me about these books or not.
It's a bedside book.
Well, I'm just saying.
Go for it.
Books are growing.
Stacking up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you agree that this should be a bedside book.
I absolutely agree.
All right. Well, I'm going to count on that.